I am glad to warmly greet the organizers and participants of the conference. The topic of my presentation addresses key challenges in ammonia production in Ukraine. Four materials rank highest on the scale of necessity, forming so-called the four pillars of modern civilization: cement, steel, plastics, and ammonia are needed in larger quantities than other essential inputs. They collectively use 70% of energy generated, and their production relies heavily on fossil fuels. But it's ammonia that deserves the top position as our most important material. Its synthesis is the basis of all nitrogen fertilizers, and without their application, it would be impossible to feed at the current levels approximately half of today's nearly 8 billion people. Here's how we could reduce the impact of ammonia production in Ukraine without cutting it out of our lives. After the war, a favorable situation may arise in Ukraine, not only for restoration of ammonia production, but also for its increase and the implementation of new state-of-art technologies that make it possible to improve energy efficiency and reduce carbon dioxide emissions. The main objective of the paper is analyzing the prerequisites for post-war ammonia production in Ukraine and developing an optimization model to minimize primary investments in the quantitative and qualitative development of ammonia production in Ukraine. 5 big industrial plants could produce ammonia in Ukraine. Only 2 are in operation now due to the wartime. In September 2021, the plant in Odessa has stopped the production of chemical products due to the high natural gas price in Ukraine and the low price of ammonia on the world market. The plant in Severodonetsk was blocked due to hostilities. From 2014, concerned Stirol is located in the temporarily occupied territory and does not produce ammonia. The annual ammonia production capacity totals approximately 5.7 million tons. It should be mentioned that besides the ammonia production capacities, nitrogen fertilizers production facilities also exist in Ukraine. The shortage of fertilizers on world market leads to an increase in their cost, reaching the highest level since 2020. Another advantage for Ukraine is the presence of a large branch system of gas pipelines and preserved wells that is the necessary infrastructure for carbon storage and capture. Ukraine has an 800-kilometer ammonia pipeline, Horlivka-Odessa, with a capacity of up to 2.5 million tons per year and a significant fleet of railway and road tankers for transporting ammonia. Ukraine is one of the largest exporters of food. During the wartime, food and agricultural products remained the largest part of Ukrainian exports, accounting for 53% in 2022. After the wartime, Ukraine will need fertilizers to provide intensified agricultural development. Ukraine would have an advantage from the participation in the European Union emission trading system and a significant benefit from the export of ammonia, given the appropriate carbon dioxide emission factors. At present, the carbon border adjustment mechanism holds substantial implications for ammonia production, particularly in the context of the European Union ambitious decarbonization strategies. The authors have been developing a set of optimization models with different objective functions, primary investments, cost of ammonia production, carbon dioxide emissions, etc., different levels, national, plant, periods, implementation stage, life cycle period, etc. The authors have been developing a database of ammonia production technologies. At the present stage, this database includes the following technologies: steam methane, auto-recovery, autothermal reforming, carbon capture and storage, and electrolysis. Techno-economic indicators of ammonia production technologies are presented in the table. At the slide, You can see the example of optimization model to minimize primary investments for reaching given ammonia production and specific carbon dioxide emissions. The results of the calculation for different production volumes restored before the war, 2 times increase and 3 times increase, and specific carbon dioxide emissions, the average in U, and the benchmark for CBAM are given at the slide. The sharp increase in required investments is observed when new production capabilities are needed. For existing capacities that will be undamaged after wartime, the most effective mitigation measure, both economically and environmentally, is carbon storage and capture. For existing plants that will be damaged after the war, it's necessary to estimate the level of destruction of each plant and make a decision about the expediency of restoring previous production technology or implementing new state-of-the-art technology. After the war, a favorable situation may arise in Ukraine, not only for restoration of ammonia production, but also for its increase and the implementation of new state-of-the-art technologies that make it possible to improve energy efficiency and reduce carbon dioxide emissions. The authors have identified prerequisites for the post-war ammonia production development in Ukraine. The authors have presented the optimization model to minimize primary investments for reaching given ammonia production and specific carbon dioxide emissions. The sharp increase in required investments is observed when new production capacities are needed. For existing capacities that will be undamaged after wartime, the most effective mitigation measure, both economically and environmentally, is carbon storage and capture. The authors have outlined the main direction of further study, development and clarification of the technology database, use of plant-specific data on energy consumption and emission factors, development of new optimization models, in particular, minimizing the levelized cost of ammonia production at the national level. Thank you for your attention. Please reach out with any following up questions.